It's time for game number 2 of Na'Vi versus IG for the International 2 Grand Finals. If you are rooting for IG, make some noise for the Chinese superstars. And if you're rooting for Na'Vi, make some noise for the Eastern European defending champions. We are Luminous NLD, and we have been here before. First against IG, then against LGD. Na'Vi drops game 1. And
it's a warm-up game.
It's a warm-up game.
Yeah. Their fingers are a little cold.
You know, they just want to stretch them out, limber up a little bit, shrug the shoulders, relax. There's not $750,000 on the line. They're just kids on the playground having some fun. But they've been in this position before, and they bounced back and stomped their opponents the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see that here?
It depends on what they pick. It really does. Now, IG has shown that they're not afraid to ban Pudge on the 4th and 5th ban. If Na'Vi wants to pick up that super secret weapon that's not so secret anymore, they got to do it on the 2nd and 3rd pick. They just have to, because IG shows the respect. They are showing respect, again, to Light of Heavens and Enigma, as well as the Anti-Mage.
Some call it Chinese kryptonite, the Pudge.
I do.
In the International 1, it was very powerful against eHome. We've seen Na'Vi use it time and again. In this tournament, against teams in the group stages, we saw Dendi playing out of his mind versus Complexity, hitting blind hooks 5 seconds after heroes disappear into the fog of war. Absolutely no problem. They get a hero that can really set that Pudge up. Darkseer, and of course, very versatile. We talked about him last game. Leshrac is the follow-up pick. If they want Pudge, they have some great burst damage, and they have Surge, Ion Shell, 2 of Pudge's best friends. But IG get a hero that's been winning so many games, a hero that Dendi has had a lot of success on. It's the Rubik.
Yeah, sometimes this hero, if you just play solid, he's good enough, right? Telekinesis is such a strong single-target lockdown. Fable is great for harassing. Of course, if you play out of your mind and steal some Ravages, it's a really time-changing spell in the game. And of course, it's so versatile. Puppey has said on interviews he's not ready to face this hero. He's not prepared to face this hero, but he leaves it in the pool. There was a long time he was thinking what last hero to ban, and Rubik is the first pickup for IG. Pudge or not Pudge aside, Darkseer and Leshrac are great heroes. Of course, Arzard, again, playing out of his mind on the Leshrac. He's just landing splurfs without setup. That's really, really hard to do, and he's doing it constantly.
He really is. Just anecdotally, I feel like he's hit 80, 90%. Wow. It's the Night Stalker and the TA, the tower diving tandem for IG. Are we going to see YYF and Ferrari handle these two again? We most likely will. That means a support Rubik, probably handled by Chuan, YYF on the Night Stalker, Ferrari on the Templar Assassin. That leaves heroes to be decided for Faith, as well as Zoe. And one great ability that Pudge has to deal with that TA is Rot to chew through the refraction charges. Are they thinking Pudge? Everybody is waiting with bated breath. If they want to pick it, they really do have to do it now.
They really have to do it now. Again, IG will ban it at 4 or 5. Now my question is, if you pick up Night Stalker and TA right now, Na'Vi could just construct their entire draft to basically dodge around these heroes. They can't be that afraid. They're in a better position compared to last game. Last game, these heroes came a little bit later. So yeah, I think Na'Vi should be fine. But that also means IG has a little bit more secret weapons under their sleeves.
Na'Vi has more time to construct a response in this draft. No, they don't go for the Pudge. They go for the safe pick, the stable pick. It's Puppey's Chen here. This gives them strong lanes. It means that they can have that extra solo. Throw Darkseer in the off lane. Now it's time for the bans. Respect bans again. The Juggernaut to start. I expect it will be the Pudge to follow. But what is Na'Vi going to look to ban? And is IG going to go the exact same route with their last 2 picks? Will it be a Broodmother? Or are they looking in a different direction?
Ooh, they're going to ban up the Shadow Shaman for themselves as well. So it seems like it's going to be a little bit different from compared to the previous time. It's not going to be a Naga Siren. It's not going to be that Wombo combo buildup. Again, when you open with the Darkseer, you have the ability to do so. But I'm not sure if they're going to do it again. Of course, it's going to be the Pudge ban. Na'Vi knew it's coming, but they chose not to pick it, and now it's going to be gone.
Again, if they know that they saw last game, IG will ban it in the 2nd stage.
Sure.
Na'Vi knew that if they wanted this Pudge, they had to take in the 1st stage. So they don't want the Pudge. That's fine. That's great. There's still a Naga Siren available. There's not an Anti-Mage. That's been banned out the Morphling too. So what is Havos going to play this game if it's not the Naga Siren?
I mean, looking at game number 1 and right now in game number 2, Puppey talked about how he figured out IG. But right now it's IG figuring out Puppey and Na'Vi. Navi's got to construct some kind of response, or this crowd is going to be silent for the next couple hours.
There's a few IG fans out there, but it's definitely Navi's house overall. That last ban, it's a Tidehunter. Na'Vi, perhaps wanting to go for a wombo combo, banning this Tidehunter out. It's the Broodmother again. It's the same draft for IG. IG says, prove that you can beat us. Prove that you can stop us from doing the exact same thing that we did in game number 1.
Does it matter at all that IG's on the Radiant side?
It could. The 2 Aegises were pretty helpful last game.
Yeah, it definitely was. And Templar Assassin was able to sneak in early because they had the quote-unquote dire advantage. Now here, they don't have it, but this draft is just so powerful, so versatile, so quick. I'm not sure if Na'Vi could keep up.
These heroes, not the strongest laners, though. That needs to be said. TA,
Yes.
low range, can be countered by damage over time, like Edict, Chen traps if he gets a netting creep, the Dark Troll Warlord, or even the Ursa Stomp, or the Ursa Clap, the Centaur Stomp. Dragon Knight is the choice. That's Havos hero. And this one, if they want to push, is a great one to do it with. Immediately, Lina, the response. Good magical burst. That means the Dragon's Blood, the armor from Dragon Knight, may not prove to be as effective. This also gives you some strong anti-push. If you want an anti-push support, I think this is probably the best one left in the pool.
But it really shows you what Na'Vi wants to do. They don't want to fall behind early. Level 6 Elder Dragon form from Dragon Knight will give you tower push. You have Leshrac, you have Chen. You are going to be pushing down a lot of towers. Don't forget Surge plus Dragon Tail on the ranged Dragon form. It's a lot of initiation range. And heroes like Night Stalker, Templar Assassin, sure, they have a lot of effective survivability.
It's a Naga Siren to finish it off.
Both teams are not changing up too much. It's a Dragon Knight, it's a Lina, but most of the draft is the same.
If IG, they want to play gank, they want to play pressure. But if you try to gank into this lineup, it's so hard to take a fight.
Yes,
the counter initiation potential from Na'Vi is ridiculous with these picks. It's similar, but it's to me, the Dragon Knight edition of this lineup is a big difference. This also gives them some damage. It gives them a backup hero to stand toe-to-toe in the later stage of this game. And when he's in that Dragon form, he's pretty effective against heroes like TA, Night Stalker, and Broodmother. They're more or less melee.
Yeah, they are. Now the question is, how are they going to lane this? If it's a Dragon Knight versus a Templar Assassin mid, it's not going to look pretty for DK.
Let's introduce the players. Puppey, the jungler, hailing from Estonia, will be handling that Chen. Ars playing the Leshrac. Dendi going solo mid as a Dragon Knight. This I have not seen before. Havos on the Naga Siren. And finally, it's Light of Heaven handling the Darkseer. 5 heroes heading towards the top lane.
Back on the bot, it is YYF playing the Night Stalker again. Faith playing the Lina. Chuan on the Rubik. Looks like heading mid is 430s or Ferraris, Templar Assassin, and going top finally is Zoe. Every player playing basically the same hero. But again, my question is, how is Dragon Knight going to deal with Templar Assassin? Templar Assassin eats through his armor, eats through his regen. He does not care.
You know, Dragon Knight may be able to find some farm early. I think both heroes will farm in that lane. The X Factor will be Puppey playing that Chen. Can he set up some effective ganks in that lane? Or if you're not killing the TA, maybe you look to kill off Zoe. Although I would say out of those two, TA, the more important one to gank, has less comeback mechanics. Zoe trapped out a little bit. Are there Sentry Wards here? Arsar drops one. There's no more. Oh no. Zoe, no money for a TP. He might die here. This might be our first blood. There's your net. Where's the Split Earth? Split Earth will hit. This is bad for Zoe. This is very bad for Zoe. First blood played by Na'Vi.
They strike quick. They strike hard. Last time it was IG that got the first blood. And he says, good luck, have fun.
The manners on this man.
Both teams just laugh it off. No big deal. But now, of course, a big advantage back to Na'Vi. But this mid lane, this mid lane is going to determine so much. If Ferrari gets a lot of farm here, that means going to be a quick phase. That means going to be a quick blink. And sure, it's hard to initiate into this team, but when you get the positioning through the blink, you're going to get a lot of kills.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good start. But again, Ferrari is going to have a good time in the mid lane. Dendi, if he plays really well, can get some good farm of zone. He's not killing Ferrari by himself. Ferrari overall, I believe the harassment advantage, the lane control will go his way because of Refraction. Very powerful. Now with Dendi at 6, he gets that Poison Breath to work with from the ultimate form. It will allow him to do a little bit of extra damage over time in the Green Dragon form, but it's not overwhelming. It's nothing like an Edict. or anything that does tons of damage over time in very small chunks. Still, that's one lane that's going to go slightly their way, but again, it's Dendy still going to get some farm. Bottom lane, that's the big lane for IG where they're going to have absolute free farm. So it's a free farm Night Stalker again. Look at the mid lane already. Ferrari, 6 denies.
Yeah, I mean, the extra damage you get from Refraction is just so important. Dendy can't be harassing too much either, but this is the great equalizer. The big bad tornado from Puppey.
There's your damage over time.
Right, you talked about the X Factor, and he's just driven away Ferrari. He just have to walk all the way back to base, or he'll die. The bottle is coming, but can you regen through this refraction charges, or just getting burned through?
He pulls his coat over his shoulders and braves the wind. The tornado doing a lot of damage, but he's missing experience. He missed multiple creeps there. Bottle is delivered. Tango's still available. He's going to be okay, but this can be, they can rinse and repeat. This can be done multiple times, and Puppey, if he wants to do so, can farm with Light of Heaven, can look to pull the creeps. They are just leaving bottom lane open. They're saying, we'll give YYF free farm. We're not as afraid of this Night Stalker this game because we have better counter initiation. We have an overall slightly tankier lineup. We'll have to see if it ends up working out, but for the moment, they're giving away that. They're also giving away pull camps for Faith, who's going to hit level 2 now, as well as some pullings for Chuan. So this is what we've seen a lot from IG. When they run 2 supports that need levels, that need farm, they'll just do a lot of pulls if you don't punish it.
Yep. Right now, Na'Vi Dendy on the mid lane is just getting so much help. The question is he going to provide enough for his team after he received his help? Bottle is going to be refilled. Illusion Rune, nice lasting back on the mid lane. Back on top, though, Brewmother has not even seen a creep yet.
Yeah, really. Each team, they're getting massive trade-offs. There's no lanes that are sort of breaking evenly aside from that middle lane. Where it is Dendy, 11-2, that tornado is doing so much to help him out. He pulls ahead of Ferrari in terms of the last hits, behind and denies. Pavos getting free farm as well. Night Stalker too, so a lot of heroes with free farm. Very little aggression in this game. And I gotta say overall, both teams are going to be happy with this. They have their heroes that need levels. There's no clear advantage. It's going to come down to that first nighttime. It's going to come down to that point in the game where where Ferrari has the levels he needs to be aggressive. Stun onto him in the middle lane. Dendy with the Illusion Rune, looking for a kill. Not going to find it. But with the Illusion Rune, they're getting that extra source of damage they need.
Yeah, just with a little help, lane disadvantage is turned into a lane advantage. You can see that Dendy is pushing the lane, making sure that Ferrari is not too comfortable here. Of course, the next rune is in 30 seconds, and if you're pushing it right now, you are going to be advantage in grabbing the next rune. But as we say that, Chuan, Faith, they are in position. They need that telekinesis, and it's going to come right now. Dendy will not expect it. Chuan, he's going to pick him up. LSA is going to hit. Dendy in big trouble. Dendy is going to give him a kill. And now Lina will be picking that one up. Ferrari now does win the lane. Should the rune spawn on bot, he will be getting it. But the backstab on the top lane, Puppey has popped the smoke. And now Brewmother, he dodges it with the invis, running out just out of range. Question is, do they have more detection? There is one sentry ward.
This is crucial. Broodmother not dying there means it's not just the kill they get on Broodmother, slowing her down. Oh, there's another net. Puppey, they want to go again. There's your stop. Perfect chain stun. Split arm 2. They pick up the kill. Na'Vi, as I was about to say, if they can find that kill, they start to work on the tower. Arsart sent back to base. The glyph is forced. They're not going to bring the tower down, but that means with the glyph out of the way, if they want to keep on pushing, Broodmother can't really do anything against this. The sentry ward under the tower. If the lane gets pushed back, the sentry ward will fall, but it's already paid for itself with that kill. Na'Vi pressuring this tower, but Broodmother losing towers early is not always bad. It means it's easier for her to farm safely in the lane. It's farther for Na'Vi to dive to try and kill her off. The tower is going down soon. Na'Vi, who's going to last hit this? Spiderlane's created, trying to draw that creep way back. Havos can tank this. The catapult doing work as well. Who's going to last hit it? Is he going to attempt to deny? No. Zoe just going to stay back. There's no Spiderlanes. There is a Spiderlane.
Denied
by the Spiderlane.
Bruling denies here from Zoe. What kind of micro is he working with? Back in the mid lane, Dendy harassing away. But that deny, it just blew my mind right now. IG on the bot says, you push our tower, we'll be pushing yours. Light of Heaven showing his face on the bot lane. He's got level 4 because of jungling, but his creeps are just getting assassinated. This tower is just getting so low, and we're getting to that first nighttime.
Wow,
right now.
The tower goes down for IG, not denied. YYF, again, 1,000 gold in the bank if he's big. Top lane, Zoe in a lot of trouble. He's going to take a fall. Another kill for Havos. Killing spree already. And Naga Siren, the ult already picked up. Arcane Boots picked up. Last game we saw Havos went for a relic. He was too far behind for that Radiance to kick in. But we saw him farm a lot on Anti-Mage. If he goes for the relic, if he wants to go for it again, I should say, he's getting a fantastic start to do so. Bottom lane, Light of Heaven, searched away, YYF, big dive. This is aggressive, very aggressive. Where's that Void? One more right click in the shadow of his own tower. The surge attempted, not enough. And YYF is having a fantastic start to this game.
And Dragon Knight is just not that type of ganker, not a Queen of Pain, not a Rubik that can rotate off and just provide a lot of assistance. Look at how low these guys are, and Naga just too slow to catch up. It is going to be another Arcane Boots build on Havosi. Got it in game number 1 as well. But right now, it's IG's game. They're running through all the offenses. They're diving far behind the tier 3 tower for the kills. Back in the mid lane, trap being used. The Splurf, Arzard, he's doing a lot for his team right now, but Ferrari is completely fine. Another trap being used. Arzard still going for it. Not going to get the kill.
Yeah, even though, because the creeps are there, the Edict, although it chews through the refraction charge, is not doing nearly as much damage as it could. The big thing for me is Nago is forced to TP towards the bottom lane, which means Zoe is left unchecked, unattended. Riptide is great to kill off those Spiderlings, slow down the push. Look at Zoe hitting 5, gonna start farming the enemy jungle with Spiderlings. If he gets this tower soon, that would be big, but middle lane, it's Ferrari, Dragon Tail, net held in place. Ferrari will be denied. He will not have that powerful start he did last game. Na'Vi, they are not shutting down not YYF's Night Stalker, but they're shutting down the big impact player from last game. Above all else, it was the Ferrari show.
Yeah, silver lining here for IG fans out there is that Naga's forced to move around the map to gank instead of continuing to shut down Zoe on the top lane. You can say that Zoe is getting so much room. He's level 6 right now. And previously, he was just at 1, doing absolutely nothing. Here comes a rotation from YYF if he's not getting blocked by those Spiderlings. Oh, Light of Heaven on the top lane. So much trouble. Is there going to be any silences? Oh, double TP, a rainbow of TPs, and that's going to force everybody back. Arzard, does he have detection?
Even
no,
for Arzard.
No, it's going to be the counter gank to the counter gank. 430 runs in. A lot of damage being dealt to AA. Oh, the 2-man stun. Is it going to be enough? Arzard solo. He will survive. The gank goes the other way. Net cooling down. Oh, the Song of Siren. That's going to allow his teammates to come in. Where's Light of Heaven slowly walking in. The vacuum ready to go. Should they want to use it? They want to focus on 430.
Oh,
the net, the right click. He's done. And now the send back here for the Darkseer. Darkseer is fine. Darkseer is fine. He's gonna be okay. Fave now on the run. Fave's too slow. Another kills against IG.
It was 5 heroes. It was 5 heroes in that fight. Now they won YYF stunned, held in place. There is no backup. He will be okay. Na'Vi finding the kill. Scores now 7-3. And we're already seeing the crowd getting into this game. Perhaps Na'Vi's 6th man. We'll have to see. They have a good start. But overall, still a pretty even game. In terms of gold, a pretty significant experience lead, though, for Na'Vi. The tower advantage, for the moment, there is no tower advantage, I should say. Bottom lane, it's Chuan pulling in Light of Heaven. Fade Bolt, Silence, the Void, the Split Earth. This time it misses. Arzard outmaneuvered by YYF. They needed that kill. And with that kill, it means Zoe will have a little bit more room on the top lane.
Yeah, he's been getting ganked repeatedly. Also died in previous engagement.
And middle lane. Middle lane as well. Dendi being pressured. Ferrari, despite not having that start, they were looking to go. Unfortunately, the Light Strike Array not going to land.
Yeah, I mean, despite the Radiant team not getting too much kill, they're putting up so much pressure. Na'Vi's dancing to the IG's tune right now, and that's not how you want to play the game if you're Na'Vi. Look at the amount of wards on the mid lane, both teams. The trap goes on. YYF comes in from the right side. Dendi's dead. Can Arzard get a kill? No, he cannot. He's gonna get killed. Comes in Havos. Havos wants to man mode this one up. Laguna Blade gets dropped. Fave's gonna be fine. Nighttime gets summoned. Havos half HP. Where's the slow? There's gonna be the traps. They're gonna run straight in. YYF sees a TP. He's gonna back off for now. This is gonna be the Light of Heaven. No surge, no chase. And right now, IG gets away scot-free. Everybody low. Scores 6-7. IG down by 1.
Perfectly executed gank by IG, and that is something we really want to keep an eye on. Whenever that Naga Siren ultimate is down, or if the Hand of God is down, if either of those, especially if both of them are down, that's where IG can look to be really aggressive and the perfect rune for a Templar Assassin. DD, you can make an argument for that once your Blink Dagger is up, but this means unlimited chasing potential for him. It's going to be a haste going on to Ferrari, not popping it just yet, but the counter initiation for this team just got a lot bigger in that next engagement. Again, every time they're finding kills, that's freeing up space for Zoe in the top lane. I believe he will go for the Hand of Midas like we saw next game, holding onto his gold, 1350 picked up, and that will allow them to try and farm their way back into this one. What do you think of that choice? Do you think it's the right selection?
I mean, I don't think they have an option right now. They can push, but then they're just not big enough. He just get outright killed by Night Stalker, which is not something you say too frequently about a Dragon Knight. Here, you can see that IG is setting up a trap for this tier 1 tower. Na'Vi senses it, and they're going to just back off. Another free tower here. Oh, just as I say that, teleportation comes in. Everybody backs up. It's going to be the Song of Siren. Vacuum is ready. Is he going to hit on 2? He's going to focus on Zoe. Zoe trying to run. Zoe's going to be dead, but the return gank, Light of Heaven, very, very tank. Faith getting tangled up here with Dendi. Faith so low. Light Striker Ray only hitting on 1 Faith, and he's going to go down as well. 2 for nothing. Na'Vi wants more. No, they back off here. Safe kills being claimed. Even though this level 1 ultimate has a long, long cooldown, they're making it count. Tower deny as well. Na'Vi slowly coming back from this game, but here, no, Ferrari says, I want to change that, and he backs off, seeing 4 up the hill.
You know, Na'Vi, they're in a defensive posture in this game, but they're really not behind. In terms of gold and experience, they are leading the way, and this is really what their lineup excels at. Counter initiation, counter ganking, the TPN from Naga. We saw it took a couple of seconds there, but it didn't matter. They got away, but not far away enough, and once that sleep starts hitting, it really sets things up. The Ion Shell, so effective, it makes it really difficult for anybody. The Templar Assassin, the Broodmother, or the Night Stalker, all of them essentially melee heroes have to be very close to get the auto attacks off. The Ion Shell really punishes that, and that is a level 1 vacuum. That's not the full combo.
Right. I mean, the full combo is going to be a lot more difficult to deal with. But really, it's not really an AoE combo that the Dire is working on. Sure, once Dragon Knight turns level 16, once that Frost Epicenter is being thrown down, that's really the combo where it's coming from. But for now, Navi's holding on. It's just the Ion Shell damage. But now, 4 people surrounding Light of Heaven on the top. They've shown that they will silence him. They will telekinesis up in the air. And the trap has been laid. Will Na'Vi back him up? Yes, they will.
Bit of a role reversal this game. Last game we saw Na'Vi feeling like they had to group up as 5 and push very, very early. This time around it's IG doing so. They do have Darkness a while off, but it is daytime, so unless he wants to use that, it's not really the best time for them to fight. Will they fight? They're just pressuring. They're farming the enemy jungle, but this time around Puppey, he's jungling defensively and playing Chen, having that heal up. He doesn't have to be here. He can send 1 or 2 creeps in and leave the rest to farm. So Na'Vi overall getting more out of this trade. It's good for them, and IG know it. They're going to back off. In terms of big items for IG, Ferrari, not far off of a Blink Dagger, but I'm not sure if the Blink is really going to be the game changer it was last game. There's just so many ways to deal with this Templar Assassin.
Yeah, I think the Blink perhaps is a little bit too slow, but you still want to get it anyway for the mobility and for the setup that you get from the Blink. But at this point, Naga has the Vanguard. Of course, Bracer up on Dragon Knight will be going for the drums. They're so tanky, and it's so easy for Chen just to click the send back. So easy Chen to use his Hand of God. I think Na'Vi right now is fine, and they do sense it as well. They want to just push. This tier 2 is so important. They're diving past Dragon Knight. We talked about the Dragon Tail, the initiation range. Faith, he's dead. He's going to try to stun some and blows the Laguna Blade. No, he gets back. The Dragon Flames will get him. And now the tier 2 in big trouble. You can see that Chuan on the right side trying to set something up. Dendi is nuked down. Fable, telekinesis. Oh, he still has the dragon form. No, it is going to be the sleep. And now they're coming right back. The vacuum on everybody. Everybody's dying right now. Team wipe. Team wipe against IG. Na'Vi in game 2. They're holding on. And they're going to take another tower.
Na'Vi, they dropped game 1, and now they're looking poised to break the high ground. If there are buybacks on IG, they might even have to use them now. There's no glyph. The tower taking some big damage. The Ursa Warriors, or excuse me, the Wildkin War Chiefs doing big damage. There's the cheers for Na'Vi. They want Rax. They want an earlier GG, 14-6, in full command of this game. And the Rax, it will fall. There's no defending it. Will they fight on for IG? It looks like they will. They're not going to give up yet, but it's now a massive deficit. The TP out. 1, 2. Na'Vi all going to escape. Dendi is going to throw in a last flame breath, taunting IG a little bit there. 15-minute racks.
15-minute racks after winning a team fight. I mean, this team isn't even at its peak right now. Dragon Knight's not 16. They could fight on, and Na'Vi will have the advantage for a very, very long time. Go advantage-wise up to 7,500. And I'm not sure whether IG's heroes can go that late. Night Stalker, if he's down and behind. Templar Assassin, if she's down behind, they're not that great.
These are momentum-based heroes. We saw these heroes be played how you want to play them last game. You get early towers, you get the early farm up on the Night Stalker, the TA, and you push the advantage. This is not the situation that these heroes aren't prepared to deal with this situation. These are heroes that want to tower dive. They're heroes that want to be aggressive, that want to control the map. And you really can't control the map that effectively if that top lane is constantly pushing in. So IG very much on the back foot, but they do have some ganky potential. If Na'Vi aren't careful with their positioning, if they get caught out, they have some ways to deal with it. But this is a team that's best when it's 5. And this early on, Na'Vi probably don't want to sit as 5 all game. They will want to farm. That means there will be openings for IG. But don't be confused. It's a big advantage for Na'Vi.
Yeah, YYF trying to finish that Vanguard, about 200-300 go away. Blink Dagger trying to get picked up, about 700 go away. They just need to farm at this point. And then farming with 1 Rax down feels like a very awkward statement, because generally Raxes go down about 30-40 minute mark in the game. This is something that we don't see too often. At this point though, Na'Vi could safely farm behind their jungles line, and they're going to be okay. They'll just try the same thing in mid lane this time.
Oh my god, that Lina is so low. Faith almost dying to the neutral creeps. Will live to fight another day, and is going to go to heal back. Na'Vi, with the map control, with the top lane constantly bringing momentum, pressuring in towards the Radiant base. They could look towards Roshan on the other side of the map. Dendi picks up a Haste Rune, drums, Ogre Club, Power Treads, cost-efficient, effective items for him. They give him a lot of HP. He's still behind on the levels, not behind, but not where he wants to be. Again, he's not at that peak of his power when he hits 16 with the Frost Dragon form. But Na'Vi, they know they have the advantage in terms of items. They know they have the levels they need. They can look to push. They're going to do so now. They leave Light of Heaven top to deal with the Broodmother, but that's fine because he really does need a couple of more levels. He needs maxed out vacuum. He needs a level 2 wall replica. The bottom tower taken without a fight. Na'Vi claim that. They're slowly but surely accruing the advantage. And this is what we see from Na'Vi when they're winning. They get ahead early. They control the map. They pressure the lanes. They find those team fights. And then they seize the advantage from there.
Ultimore gets picked up in here on Naga. Siren extremely tank at this point. Dragon Knight, same thing. Sitting at 1600 HP. Light of Heaven, you can see on the minimap, slowly walking in. Na'Vi just setting up shop here. Dragon Form level 1 does extra damage to the tower, so he's leaving it at this point. Look at Hovos just chasing everybody away. I don't think they will stop. Yeah, they'll keep going. They'll sense the advantage and keep pushing until IG taps GG.
Oh, there's a Haste Rune on Dendi. It will be used now. They got to be careful. There's a surge into a Naga Siren ultimate if they want to use it. Not using it yet, but at a moment's notice, it could go out. Chuan steals Riptide. Really not what you want because you don't have those illusions. Surgeon, Dendi, not going to go. Excuse me, not Surgeon, just Haste. It's still Telekinesis pointing back. The Light Strike Array, it will connect, but Puppey is here. He should be okay. There's your son. Vacuum in. Wombo combo!
1 dead. 2 dead. Hand of God comes in right now. The third's going to be coming very, very soon for Rory and Brood running away. Hovos has net soon. He finds Ferrari. Ferrari's dead. And now the Raxes. Oh, how did Leshrac die? It doesn't matter at this point though. That's the Raxes. They're going down faster. And that's a GG. 19-minute GG. IG made it look easy in game number 1, but just as easily, Na'Vi strikes back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a Dota best out of 5 tied up 1-1. Na'Vi, they got crushed in game 1. In game 2, it's IG who get crushed. Lumi, is game 3 going to be a little more even, or is it going to be another one-sided affair?
I don't know. I'm hoping for a little bit of even games. These two teams are completely warmed up. You know, they exchanged a couple of punch, but I want to see some sledgehammers. I want to see
absolutely
big nukes coming out.
For me, the big thing in this game is that Na'Vi figured IG out in one game.
Yes.
IG ran the same strategy they did last game. The Broodmother, the Templar Assassin, the Night Stalker. Pick up the early pressure heroes, look to control the map, get the items up as quickly as you can, and then go for kills. Once you get those kills, knock down towers, and from there, keep the pressure on Na'Vi, keep them on the back foot. In one game, Na'Vi, they see the same strategy, they give those heroes away, but they prepare the perfect response.
They're like, sure, you can fool us once. The second time's not going to be coming for free, and we'll strike back. And now says, IG, we got to come up with a new strat. Na'Vi's got a lot of strats up their hands, so it's going to be a new game. But for now, let's see what the analyst table got. It's not going to be 3-0. At least it's going to be 3-1. Back to you guys.
There we have it then, 15-minute racks, and of course a convincing win, and we find ourselves tied up 1-1 in a best of 5 here in the grand finals. Gods, what, do you want to...
What do you have to say for yourself?
I was wrong. Bruno has something interesting to say about DK though, so let's move on there.
Well,
DK was
I've
the
never
difference.
seen, I've never seen Na'Vi pick or play DK.
Neither
really.
has I, and it was a complete. That was the one change from game 1 to game 2.
Wait,
was the
Bruno's
DK.
putting his hand
Actually,
up.
Bruno's got a great stat here.
He's
I did
This
see
is gonna go
Denti
on.
play DK once, and it was a very famous game. Not good for Navi. It was the first defense way back when the game where Darkseer became popular. Denti picked Dragon Knight just for tournament, and all this Vandit team picked Darkseer and then wrecked completely Navi, which was unbeatable at that time. So Denti wasn't happy and kept Dragon Knight hidden for a long, long time, just to show us back his power in the international team.
Yeah, that
Well,
was
how many
the-
times have they actually played DK then?
Two.
That's now
I mean,
two.
that's
This is
now
twice.
two. Yeah.
They've only ever played
they only
DK once
played-
before.
Well, Dindy. It's
Yeah.
the second time Dindy's played DK.
Yeah.
They might have picked DK
No,
outside of
Havos played it once.
Right, 3 times total. But
that was actually the
I don't-
beginning of the Darkseer phase.
Did you actually? Can you credit a win to that? Surely it was everything else just.
No,
going
no, no,
right,
they played
because
very
mid
well.
lane was okay, but it was the ganks. The Broodmother was played by Zhu was just getting shut down so bad. Zhao, yeah, that's his other name.
Yeah.
Joe also another
Joe.
name.
Joe.
Call him whatever you want.
But to me, yeah, it's actually quite funny because sure, Navi figured them out, but Navi actually ran almost the identical strategy of, well, they had 3 of the same 5 picks with the Chen, Darkseer, as well as the Naga Siren. I mean, Dragon Knight at mid wasn't the one who controlled the game, so if anything, it was just adjustments in the way Navi moved and ganked around the map. The key for me was sort of around 10 to 11 minutes, you had Navi. They had managed to gank so well. Brood was 0-5, Templar Assassin was 0-2, and Night Stalker, who was in the safe lane, was the only one with a positive score.
Yeah. And
Yeah, when they picked the Dragon Knight, I was actually a little worried because I feel like Dindy, he's the best player on their team, and his biggest skill is his mobility and his ability to move around the map, stuff like that. And DK has none of those abilities, so it's kind of a odd thing for that to happen. But Navi take it back. They get even up 1v1. Now, if you want to support Navi, you can go to the Dota 2 store. The pennants up at the top, those numbers below the names, if you take a look at those. During the game, you actually see the little prop-ups where it says, oh, you witnessed something and you get a prize. So if you go buy a pennant, you can support your team. That money goes directly to Navi or IG, and then you have the opportunity to then win a prize, maybe a courier or so during the
I
during the
think
match.
it's only like 99 cents as well. Navi have got themselves.
I know
plenty of
God
pennants.
has his IG pennant on at the moment.
Do you have an IG pennant on, Gods?
Don't
All
lie.
No bias
Don't
here
lie.
at the.
I do not.
He's a liar.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Let's check out then, of course, where Navi started looking really, really strong in Game 2 with this team wipe.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the full force of Navi on display here. At this point, Havost is pretty fat. DK's got a lot of items. They can just charge in here so aggressively. The haste of Darkseer on Dindy's Dragon Knight, just immediately initiation. Of course, we see Naga Siren using that net to great effect. Now, actually, Lina's able to survive for a little bit until that Dragon Flare, or Dragon Breath, rather, comes up the hill. It's a long-range skill, and that they actually recently buffed that to give it a little bit longer range, so seeing that in full effect there.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised IG engaged. I mean, it's a 4v5 fight, and then Naga Siren, this is it. The ultimate comes in, and it gives Navi perfect position, leads into the vacuum, and they drop.
As LD so eloquently put it, Wombo combo.
It was the first of a couple, and that was some fantastic play by Navi. We're going to have to see whether or not we see a Darkseer Naga Siren combo once again in Game 3. I mean, we've seen Navi pick it themselves, give it to other teams. It's not really the ban-worthy heroes. We're seeing the Morphling, the Antimates get banned, much to the crowd's delight, I imagine.
I feel like this is kind of the story of the tournament, is the Naga Siren and the Darkseer. Navi have proven that they know how to beat it. Teams are starting to shy away from it. They don't take it. And then out of nowhere, Navi do what Navi always does. They hit you with a left punch, and then all of a sudden there's a sucker punch on the backside, and look, now we've got a Naga.
All right, and of course, let's talk about the next game coming up. Congratulations to Navi bringing it back to 1-1. But of course, next game.